major airline is facing a $1 million lawsuit after a block of ice, a chunk of it, just fell from its plane, slamming through the roof of a home in a couple's bedroom. Luckily, nobody was hurt, but the California couple is now suing JetBlue over this, claiming they can't sleep at night. They no longer feel safe in their own home, so much so that they are looking to move. And the FAA says the plane had a history of water issues and that the same plane was suspected of dropping ice on another home in Massachusetts back in 2023. Joining me now, I have NewsNation travel editor Peter Greenberg for more on this. Peter, tell me, when you first heard this story, what do you make of it, and how rare is it that something like this even happens? I've never heard of this happening before.
It's actually happened since the jet age began, believe it or not, because what we haven't heard, and I'll explain it to you in as colorful a way as I can, we're talking about blue ice. And the blue ice is coming from the plane's lavatory. It's the actual liquid when you flush the toilet, and it's supposed to be discharged into the air and vaporize. This is a problem that planes have had for years. In many cases, if their release valve in the plane is either blocked or is not allowing the water to flow, ice will build up on the bottom of the plane, and then at a certain point, gravity takes over and the ice takes off and drops. That's what happened here.
So this is really gross water in frozen form.
Right. To add insult to injury, that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Does it change the game at all, for JetBlue, perhaps in their favor, that this was a chunk of ice and not something like the wheel of the plane, a door plug that you and I have talked about before? Does that change things at all for them in this suit?
Well, not really, because once you drop something at altitude that has weight, it can do a lot of damage. It's dropping essentially an object that can penetrate a roof, which is what happened here. So, first of all, this doesn't happen as often as you think these days because planes are getting better at it, but it still happens. Remember, once you take off, the temperature on the outside of that plane will be as low as -60. So ice forms very, very quickly.
The couple is suing, for $1 million, emotional distress, medical expenses, property damage. You think they're going to win?
This will probably be settled out of court. This is not an unusual suit that's happened in the past. Although in this case, I love the fact that they sued for a clean $1 million, $300,000 for emotional distress, $300,000 for pain, $40,000 for medical expenses. I have no idea what that means, and $360,000 for property damage.
Maybe therapy. Who knows?
But here's the deal: the piece of ice is not the size of a football field. The piece of ice is about maybe 4 feet in diameter. So let's see how this plays out.
Yeah, we'll see how things shake out. A really fascinating story. I would love to have that couple on, hear from them straight from the source. Peter Greenberg, where are you, by the way? Got to ask you, where in the world is Peter Greenberg?
In a very balmy and cold New York City.
Yeah, I feel your pain here in Chicago. Feels like -7. Yikes. Peter, thank you. Talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.